A meeting between the Saudi Crown Prince and Donald Trump is currently underway in Washington. But before the closed-door talks could occur, President Trump welcomed the Saudi Prince into the Oval Office. And the US leader got straight down to business by giving a small presentation on US weapons to his guest.
$3 billion, $533 million, $525 million. That's peanuts for you. Saudi Arabia is a very wealthy nation, and they're going to give the United States some of that wealth, hopefully.
Our correspondent Samira Khan joins me live from Washington, D.C. I hope I'm not going too far, Samira, by saying a touch of used car salesman there about Donald Trump's pitch to the Saudi prince. How's the visit been going, though, in general?
Well, right here in the nation's capital, people are protesting against the Saudi prince's U.S. tour, as well as the Saudi assault on Yemen. Now, this has all been going on just as the Senate meets to vote on legislation that would end U.S. involvement. Let's take a quick look.
Bombing Yemen is a crime.
Saudi Crown Prince is here in the U.S. and he's inside the White House right now meeting with President Trump. He's here to secure and procure more U.S. weapons to be used against Yemen and to falsely market himself as a reformer while being responsible for creating the worst humanitarian disaster on earth.
Hands off Yemen! Hands off Yemen!
USA! 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 Shame!
There's been a whole lot of criticism over the Saudi prince's visit, as well as the catastrophe in Yemen. But for some background, 10,000 people have been killed since the start of the conflict back in 2015. And a Saudi-imposed blockade has left the country at the brink of famine. And the UN has deemed it the world's worst humanitarian crisis. Even though the public has condemned U.S. involvement, the U.S. has been supporting the campaign by arming the Saudis, amongst many other things. Last year, Trump signed a record arms deal worth about $110 billion, one of the biggest in history. And he reportedly hopes to continue making deals with Saudi Arabia, but it's unclear how that'll all turn out in this political climate. But some senators have voiced opposition to U.S. involvement, and like I said before, they've put forth legislation in the Senate that would completely put a stop to U.S. support. And they've even grilled U.S. CENTCOM over the use of American weapons, but it seems that the Pentagon didn't really have any answers.
Does CENTCOM track the purpose of the missions that it is refueling, what targets it strikes, and the results of the mission?
Senator, we do not.
Okay.
And apparently Russia will also be on the agenda when Trump meets with the prince.
Senior U.S. officials say President Trump and Mohammed bin Salman will look for ways to make Russia pay a price for its aggressions.
The Kremlin has already responded, expressing regret over the demonization of Russia, describing it as, quote, this maniacal desire to make Russia pay something. But due to all of these protests and the Senate vote, Trump's meeting with the prince might not go as smoothly as planned.
Thanks very much, Samira, for that update. Our correspondent Samira Khan there live from Washington.